Hello, hello, and welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. We're going to be doing some royal icing transfers tonight. A sunflower design that can also be used for doing poinsettias. And I am going to be creating mine tonight in a pumpkin color. But let's say hello to a few people, go over some changes in the schedule and some things that are coming up, and then we'll jump right into the tutorial. And I hope that everyone received the text alert. I sent it twice, so you might get it 2 times because a lot of people did not receive it this morning. Hello, hello. How is everyone? Let's move this down a little. Oh, I had so much fun today. I got to work on a project for Cook Years Live, and it's finished, and it's super cute. Can't show you yet. Have to wait until I have a approval from Miss April and a graphic and all that. But as soon as I do, I'll show you so we can start getting you signed up. It's a fabulous event. I believe it's no, I'm not going to quote the dates because I thought I brought the sheet with me. But I don't have it in front of me. But there are 5 different instructors doing all kinds of just super cool stuff that you guys are going to want to get in on, and replays available, private group, all of that kind of stuff. It's just fun. It's really fun. There wasn't one last year. There was one the year before, so I can't wait for you guys to see that. But also coming up shortly, we will be doing, I'll be an instructor in Cookie-a-thon, which is not this weekend, but next weekend. Can you guys believe it's already almost November? Like, seriously, where did the time go? And my time schedule is getting so thrown because of doing things, creating things for next spring already. That's weird, right? And don't forget, next Monday night, we have a Halloween party. Super excited for that. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then also, this is the class I'll be doing at Cookie Con in May. So weird to not say March, but Cookie Con in May in Ohio. This is called Be the Sparkle, and my classes will be on Tuesday, a morning and an morning and evening, or how does that work? I guess it's morning because the classes on the first day start at 10 a.m. So it's a 10 to 2, and then I think it's like a 4 to 8 or something like that. I think that's what it is. Anyway, we'll check that schedule too. But these are for CookieCon. You're going to learn all kinds of cool, fun, new techniques. Hi, sweetheart. Anna came to see you guys. She wanted to say hello. So we'll have that. And then we've got Cook Years Live coming up in January. We just got all kinds of fun stuff going on. Hey, Miss Camille, how are you? If you don't mind, you guys, say hello. Oh, see, this is what it is. Okay. Now, hold on just a second. Let me tell you about something that's going on because I'm broadcasting in StreamYard. And StreamYard sent a message out like 5 minutes before I started live streaming that they had identified an issue 42 minutes earlier, that Facebook comments were not showing up. So if you want to chat with me while we're live, you'll have to go out from the Facebook group. The group comments are not showing. So if you're watching in Cookie Snack Attack, I can't see your comments. But if you're watching on our YouTube channel, do you see that little logo by Camille's name, that little YouTube logo? That means she's watching from YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, I can see you. Or if I've got my phone up, as long as my battery lasts, if you want to go to my if we're friends on Facebook and you want to go to my personal profile under Amy Hicks, I can see your comments there. But it doesn't say when the issue is going to be fixed. It just says comments aren't showing and you can't add any new Facebook groups to stream into. But we're okay because our main group is covered in this. So I can see a lot of people are watching, but I think that I can't see your comments. So Lisa, Kim, Lori, April, Jenny, Dee Dee, Charlotte, Marilyn, I can see that you guys are watching. And Charlotte, you're on my personal profile, so I can see that you typed, can you see me here? I see Jennifer just joined us. But if you are watching from someplace other than my personal page or YouTube, just know that I can't see your comments now, but I should be able to see them after the stream is over. Hey, Miss Julie. Miss Julie, you're going to be so happy with me. Can't tell you why. Hey, Mimi. Good. Okay, good. I see Mimi now. I can see Becky is watching, but I don't see any comments. So it is something going on with StreamYard tonight, between StreamYard and Facebook, because there was some more updates. So they've identified, hey, Becky, they've identified a few glitches, but I can see Becky and Lori, Dawn, all those people I just named. I can see you on my personal page. I just can't see comments in the StreamYard unless you're on YouTube. So I can see Mimi and Julie and Camille on YouTube. Okay. All right. So just one more time, really quick. Well, actually, first, next Monday night is Halloween. So at 7 p.m. Hold on one second, you guys. Give me just 1 second. I promise I'll be right back. Sorry, I needed my inhaler. Every once in a while, my asthma kicks in at night. Come on, Anna. You can come stay with me. Come on. So tonight, I'll just give you a funny story really quick. My girls are well-loved. I won't call them spoiled, but they're very well-loved. And Brian is Cajun, and he's a fantastic cook. And I told you we've been on this whole soup kick since I got back from retreat, because the weather turned cold and the fall leaves, and we love soup in the fall and winter. But anyway, he messaged me from work earlier, and he's like, I feel like I'm going to make gumbo tonight. I was like, yes, I love his gumbo, because it's not spicy, but it has a lot of flavor. So I love that. So we had gumbo. So now the girls are all rung up, just running around the house, acting insane, because they're going, I'm in my cookie studio. So they're going from me to Brian to see if anybody has anything left. Hey, Lavelle, how are you? They're so funny. But they know when it's going to be, they know based on foods we eat at different times of the year. I think they really know what time of year it is. So it's like, ooh, it's soup weather and gumbo's coming, and they love gumbo. Hey, Jessica, how are you doing? Let me put a few names up here so I can see you guys that are on YouTube here. I had to put gloves on because when I was working on my Cook Years live piece early this morning, I stained my hands really bad, and it's going to take a little bit of bleach scrubbing. Okay, no, I can't right now. You have to go see Dad. I can't. All right, so Monday night is our Halloween party. So here's how you can get in on the Halloween party. I can host up to 50 people in my Zoom. So at 6:55 on Monday night, not sooner, don't message me. And there won't be any point to message me from 6:55 on if something goes wrong on your technology, because I won't be able to help you because I'll be hosting. So check out your Zoom ahead of time. Make sure you can get into Zoom, that you have your apps downloaded, all of that. Ask somebody to help you in the group. So I can hold up to 50. I don't know if there'll be 50 of you there. Usually on Monday night, there's around 40 to 45 of you watching. But we have a special guest that you guys are really going to enjoy, I think. And we have some activities planned for during the live stream. You can come dressed up or not. You can be on camera or not. Oh, actually, didn't we say last time that if you were going to attend, you had to be on camera? I think that was one of the things that people were messaging me, that if they were going to attend, if they were going to be in the party, then they had to have their cameras set up. I think that's something you guys requested. I don't know. Let me know what you think over in the comments or on the Amy Hicks profile. Okay. Hey, Charlotte. Thank you. I hope I make a lot of people smile. So Monday night, we can hold up to 50. That includes me and the special guest. So 48 of you, and more people can be let in to the Halloween party if other people have to go. But if you lose your internet and you try to come back in, it's not a guaranteed space. It's not a paid event. It's just something for fun, for free, that we're doing on Halloween night. So at 6:55, I will put the link in the Cookie Snack Attack group. It'll be pinned to the top in the featured section. If you don't know what that means, you have 6 days to figure that out or ask someone for help. But it will be pinned in the featured section on the Cookie Snack Attack group page only. So it won't be in every single group. It will be on the Cookie Snack Attack group. So make sure you're in that group. Then the featured section, which is where you can pin post, there'll be a Zoom link. It will not go up until 6:55 Eastern Daylight Time. And then you'll follow that over and it'll allow me to interrupt to 50 people. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. And we're going to have a good time. Come dressed up if you want to just like wear something, I don't know, the top part of a costume or do your face makeup or whatever. You can do Bible characters. You can do creepy characters. It's all entirely up to you guys. Okay. Hey, Dee Dee, I'm glad you migrated over to YouTube. Cook Ears Live is an event, Camille, that's put on by Sweet and Saucy Life, April Kalanchik. And it's fabulous. It's an online virtual event. So we'll talk about that more. That one's coming up in January. So next weekend we have Cookie-a-thon with Nancy Westfall. And then you've already seen the pieces that we're working on for Cookie Con, which will be in May. And then the news the other day was that I also got invited to teach an add-on class in Florida. So I'll be doing Be the Sparkle and then the coordinating class to Be the Sparkle in Florida. I'm hoping to offer 2 different ones in Florida so that if you've already taken a class in Ohio, you can still get in for a class in Florida. And also I get to teach a mixed medium elective in Ohio. So super excited about that. I know you'll get in, Mimi. You'll be there at 6:55 and click that link and your Zoom works good. So you'll be in. So tonight, guys, I was going to make you a template, but then I decided it's better if you learn how to do these on a nail head so that you can do different sizes. So I'm just using some paint. It's not paint tape. I'm sorry. It's easy release wall safe tape. And that's basically because it's the one I had handy because I usually use a non-stick double-sided tape for this because I don't like to get the mess of icing because I like to pull my flowers right off this nail head and then pop them in the dehydrator. And earlier when we talked about this, so this was 5x5 sheets of parchment and I just cut them into 4 quadrants so I could get 4 out of each sheet because it's cheaper than buying them already cut, to just use my bulk and cut it down. So we're just going to do a couple of these tonight so that you have a quick video for reference. Remember this morning that I told you that the person that asked for these asked if I could do them with no candy embellishment. So we're going to pipe them all with royal icing. Okay. First, I want to show you how to cut the bag for the petals and for leaves if you decide to do leaves. But basically, do you see how the V is pointing towards me? So I want to cut this bag so the V is pointing away from me, but I want to keep it a really small cut. So I need good sharp scissors. What's going on down there, you guys? So I want to make a nice V. Hey, I feel like they're getting into trouble right below my feet. I want to make a nice inverted like chicken beak here. Okay. So let me show you what this looks like. When you turn it, you're going to be able to pipe these nice petals. Okay. But I need to pop this into a new bag because the bag tore when I was cutting it. So Nadine, you can do the bag seam facing up if you're cutting a round hole. When I do these, I like to have the seam on the side because I find with these tipless piping bags, it seems to keep my icing flow a little stiffer if I don't want to use a tip. You can also use a petal tip for this. I just need to swap this over because it's just a little too let's get that ready. All right, let's do this so you can see it again. And I'll just cut these. You know what? Those are not my good sharp ones. Let me grab my other pair. This is why I keep little sewing embroidery scissors around. So for me, I like it. I have in the last couple of months, I think, changed this, but I like to keep the seam on the side. I was cutting the bag with the seam up and then doing the V, but what I found was I couldn't get as detailed of markings in my petals. I just want to cut this really small. Okay, there we go. So can you see what that looks like? Okay, hold on just 1 second. What's the matter, baby? All right, you guys, hold on 1 second. Let me just see what's happening in here. Someone's trying to tell me something. Anna, can you hurry? Anna. Brian, can you help me in here for a second? Please? Yep, Anna's outside. It's dark and I'm live. You two stay. You don't need to go anywhere. All right. Sorry. One of them needs their dad. I had to grab a hold of him. Okay, so we're going to do this on a flower nail. All right, I just have it attached with tape, so it's going to come off easy. I just need enough tape to keep it secured. I don't want it slipping around, but the person that requested this did request that it was all done with royal icing and no candy embellishments, so that's what we're going to do tonight. And if somebody that's on YouTube could drop in the comments that the tutorial part starts at 20 minutes, that would be awesome. All right, so what I like to do with these, you can use royal icing transfer templates, but I think sometimes it's better on flowers that we use often, like not specialty ones so much, right? But things that we use often that you learn how to freehand them based on the cookies you're going to be using, or just to make different sizes so that you can make clusters. They don't fit as well. They don't fit together as well. Like if you want to put 3 on a cookie, if they're all exactly the same size, you wind up with large gaps. So we're going to start on this, and this is a flower nail head that is 1 1/4 inches. Normally they have a number. This one doesn't, so it's probably one I picked up from AliExpress. And what I like to do for sunflowers, I'm going to try to stay right on camera though, okay? Yeah, Jessica, the tape is great, especially the non-stick 2-sided tape. And then it doesn't make such a mess if you want to pipe florals. But for my sunflower, what I'm going to do is start, and I'm going to do my outside petals first. I'm going to do 2 rows of petals just because that's what I like on these. And I'm just making sure that they're touching. I don't need my sunflower to be very big for what I'm using this for, and I'm doing it in a light pumpkin color, because then I'm going to airbrush them a little bit just to give them a little more life and pull out that detail. Why was I telling you that? Okay, so I'm going to do 2 rows on mine because I like the secure I like the security that it gives from the petals drying all together and having 2 rows. They're not as fragile, especially if it's something I'm going to be storing for a while. So when I come back, what I'm going to do is I have the 2 petals side by side. So my next row of petals, I'm going to do 1 more row of petals before I pipe the center. But the next row of petals, I'm going to angle my bag a little bit more. So it's a little more upright, okay? And then I'm also going to have it overlap 2 petals, because it's just going to make my transfer a little stronger. Do you see what I mean by the overlap? And I'm just basically anchoring these down. I'm going to try to pipe them just a little bit smaller. I'm making sure everything is touching those so I have good overlap. So this will be a nice strong transfer when it's dry. All right, so do you see that? I got 2 little rows there. If I see anything where I want to add any more, I can go back and put a few more in. Do you see how easily this, if this was red, how I could just a couple more rows like this and I'd have a poinsettia and bigger petals in the back for the poinsettia instead of this uniform. All right, then I'm going to pick up my brown. I have a really thick brown. Just purge the tip of the bag here. I like piping with these little tiny bags. All right, for this kind of work, I'm just going to make a ball in the center. And I have a really small opening, like probably equivalent to a 1/2 or a number 1. I'm going to cut it so it's at least a 1 though, or we'll never get through this. This is actually pumpkin, Nicole. I decided not to do yellow because I need to, I need to use these for something next week. So I had mentioned earlier I was going to do them in a pumpkin color to coordinate with what I need them for. So I'm just doing a little ball of icing in the center. So there's one flower. You could be done right there if you want to, right? Let's get some autofocus going because I think with me spinning this, it's losing its focus on the camera. Okay, now what we want to do, we have this really thick icing. I want to make sure I have good pressure on my bag. But the person that wanted these wanted them all royal icing. They did not want anything with candy. Okay, so if you wanted to use candy, what you would have done is done your center ball first and dipped it in the black nonpareils or made some brown nonpareils. But they wanted all straight royal icing. So this is my demo for that. And I'm just basically doing a press and release on the pressure. This is a 30-second icing. And I'm just making the beads in the center. Can you see that? You see it there? All right, so let's do another one. I'm going to do a single row. Now you see it's nice and clean. I can just pull that off, grab a second sheet of parchment, and I'm going to do a single row of petals this time, make them a little bit bigger. So you can experiment with that, see what you like better. Just purging on the... Okay, so back to the seam of the bag. When I cut it, it was on the side. I cut an inverted V, but when I pipe, the seam can be up or down. But you see that seam reinforces that long edge, which is why I started cutting it this way. So if I point it upward, then I've got the firmest part of the tipless piping bag. Now, guys, seriously, this is all a workaround for people that don't like to use tips. If you don't mind cleaning the tips and you don't mind using them, then use the tips, because it's firm on the top and the bottom, and you're going to get, you can get cleaner lines, agitations in those lines or veins in your leaves, right? But for me, when I was cutting it the other way and then piping, it wasn't giving enough support to the top layer. So watch what I mean by that. So do you see, because I have that reinforced seam, can you see how I'm able to get all that nice detail on that petal? So that's why I started cutting them this way, because about 6 months ago, oops, I had an air bubble. About 6 months ago, I was cutting them just the way I would normally cut a piping bag. So this is a little different. I don't know that everyone does it this way, but there's 100 ways to do something. It's a lot of ways around the barn. So you do what is comfortable for you and works good for you. You don't have to do it this way just because I showed you this way, but that is why I'm doing it this way. And can you see what I mean? Like just that, wouldn't that be such a pretty poinsettia if we had red going tonight? All right, so let's ball up some more brown in the center, just a ball, just shooting it right in there. Can you guys see that? I'm trying to keep it sideways so you can see it. I'm going to clean the tip on my bag. So I start with nothing at the end of it. Make sure I have good pressure on my bag. This is like micro piping. I'm going to try to hold this so you can see it. And I'm just going to pipe a bunch of individual. Brian, are you going to decorate cookies in the Halloween party Monday night?
Those are gorgeous.
You like them?
Yeah.
Are you going to decorate with us Monday night? I can invite the husbands. We're having a party.
On the spot? No.
No, he's not going to decorate. He said no. I tried, guys. Maybe by Christmas. We're going to do some easy stuff.
Okay, you put me on the spot. My answer is no.
Oh, so he said no just because I asked in front of y'all. All right, here we go. So here's, oops. If that happens, just take your scribe. You see that one long piece? Just take your scribe and tuck that under. Right, and then you've still got a ball. And I'll show you these up close when we get done. I'll lay them all out flat. So this is single row, just piping these little dots. And you can do the centers on these. I did brown because it's going to coordinate with the fall project I'm doing next week. And that's what I'm going to end up using mine for. And remember, mine are not yellow. They're pumpkin colored because I'm using them for something else. But if you were doing yellow, you could airbrush them with some orange and really lighten them up a little bit. Now, some people do it like this. They start with their center. They pipe their petals around the center. There's different times and reasons why you would do it different ways. All right, I'm making a smaller flower here. They would do their petals first. They'd fill in the lower petals last. I've seen this lots of ways. So you really have to get in a rhythm and get into what's comfortable for you. All right, I'm going to go around there. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do my little dots in the center, okay? Now the other thing I want to show you on the last one that I'm going to pipe, you also have to be careful when you're working with the small bags of icing, because if you have hot hands like I do, your icing is going to heat up quicker. So you have to pipe these fast or change your bags out or use your ice cream trays that keep your icing bags chilled as you're swapping out bags. Let me just take this off. I want to do this last one. All right, so I'm going to do bigger petals if I can get them to pipe. Oops, there we go. See how wide we can get the petals for this one. All right, I like that. You guys okay with this? You can see it. I want a lot of ruffles or ripples in these petals because I'm going to do some dry dusting on some of these. So all the ones that I'm going to make tonight, once our video is done, I'll be just go until the icing runs out. I need about 20 of them. But all the ones that I'm going to make, they just need to color coordinate, but they can all be different flowers. So that's all going to depend on, you know, what you need for your clients. All right, so I've got my little bag. Let's just put the center in here. You know, of all my puppies, Anna is the one that is like, okay, I'm done. You need to get offline now. I can only be in this room for so many hours a day, and then she gets upset. All right, but what are you going to do? She's 15 in dog years. I can't even count that. What is that? She's 100 and something in dog years, so she can ask for special things. All right, I'm just piping my little dots. I don't know if I finished the thought earlier, but you can pipe this. If you're doing yellow, it looks really great with a black in the center. You can do those pretty white and black and anemone flowers, I think. So we've got this. And then remember, I told you I don't normally add petals to mine at the time that I'm piping because I like to use the petal as a way to secure it to the cookie. So if you wanted to do petals so they're part of your transfer because you just wanted to skip that step and attach it to a flat surface cookie, you could come back right now and add a couple petals, okay? And just be done. Now, this is doing all royal icing, which is what I was asked to do. But honestly, I love using nonpareils for the center. And they're soft, so it's not like anyone ever has an issue with those. You know, some people don't want the candy because it can be an issue if the candy pearls are too hard. They don't want anyone to mess up a tooth or something. You know, there's different reasons. I really like the look of that, though. I'm just going to go back and add petals to all of these. And then I'll check the questions that are on my personal page because that screen has gone dark. I don't know if I lost all my battery or not, but we'll check that first. So with these basic piping skills, you guys can see you can do tons of different kinds of flowers. I feel like that didn't go in far enough. So let's put another petal so it's secure. I'll pull them all in frame for you here so you can see. Again, mine just need to color coordinate. They don't need to be identical. And if I had someone that wanted like 100 identical flowers, I would be breaking out the fondant mold. I wouldn't even be trying to pipe these. You know, you have to gauge some of that stuff based on how particular your customers are. I mean, you can tell if someone is super particular or not, and then you need to offer them suggestions so that you can both be happy. You can be happy doing your job, and they can be happy with the product that they're purchasing. All right, so let's take a look. I'll zoom in so you can see these. I'm going to let them dry overnight. Oops. So can you guys see those good? All right, now let's check some comments. Let's see if there's anything on here I can answer. And just not being able to see Facebook comments, I might be able to see them after the stream in the group in Cookie Snack Attack. But right now, just in case you joined us late, I'm only seeing comments that were posted on YouTube or on my personal profile, because StreamYard sent out a warning that it was not allowing group comments to post. All right, so I think we went and did all of this. Margot has a question. Looked at Dots and Bows and could not find it. So when you go to Dots and Bows to their webpage, go to special offers. Then there's a tab for Seriously Sweet, and then they're all there. And there's a Mr. Claus, a Mrs. Claus, and there is a Nutcracker. Okay. And hyperlinks will also be posted in the groups as they open, but they're all in that same section. So the Dots and Bows website, and then special offers, and then Seriously Sweet, and then all my stuff is there. Judy, he would get really upset if I did that and put the camera on him without telling him first. Oh, you can't. Okay, so Nikki, my bag is actually not that small. It's like a 4-inch. It's just a 10-inch bag that I cut down. Oh my gosh, you can see how bad my hands are. I told you I was really having fun when I started working on the final product this morning for my Cookie Ears Live, because I had done a couple mock-ups, and then I finally figured out how I wanted to do the wisteria. So listen, if you just push the icing to the bottom and then give it a little twist, fold this over. You can leave the bag long, right? But just fold it over, and then you can work with it like this. And most people pipe it like this, like 3 fingers, and they pipe it. I can't do that because it kills my thumb. So I usually put my thumb, I rest it in my fingers like this and put my thumb over the bag if I have to pipe a bunch of dots, because then my thumb working like this is actually controlling the pushing. So if you play with it, but it really makes a big difference to work with a small quantity of icing like this when you're doing those little detail things. Makes a huge difference to get it that small. All right, so I think we took care of that. Judy, you're laughing. That's so funny. Hey, Sandy, I'm glad you joined us tonight. All right, so oh, and also don't forget, I'll be putting a new schedule up in the Cookie Snack Attack group, because I've rearranged that so we can have a couple of weeks of fall. So I'll be putting that up. Hey, Sharon, how are you? I'll be putting that up in the next couple of days. And also I'm finishing up the candy nutcracker, but I did show you Mrs. Claus in the video this morning. I'm going to save Mr. Claus. I have a few things left to finish up on the candy nutcracker. And then that will be the classes that will get posted. And just quick reminder, just because the classes go up for sale, you need to read the descriptions, because the class groups won't open up until the date that's posted in their description. They won't all open at the same time. So the first class, I think, is going to be Mrs. Claus, then Mr. Claus, and then the candy nutcracker. And then I'm also working on our hexagon class for the Christmas florals. It's going to be really cute. I think you're really going to want to do that one too. It's just handy. And a lot of you love the hexagon is bestagon philosophy. So that's why we did so many on hexagons this year, so you guys could see how to put those together and how to display them. All right, but I think that's it for tonight. If you guys are all set, we're going to end the video. Don't forget about the Halloween party on Monday night. It will start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in a private Zoom. You will enter the Zoom at 6:55 from following a private link that will only be found in the Cookie Snack Attack group. And guys, can you help me out next week? Because I'll be hosting and I have a guest that I'm going to be trying to get in to make sure their volume and everything works. If you see somebody posting on any of the other pages and they're like, what, I can't find you, or where's this, or whatever, could you please just help each other out and tell them where the info is? I'm going to put a post up, but the link is not dropping into the group until 6:55, and we can only do 50 people at a time. So other people can enter as other people leave. So if you're not able to get in right at the beginning, you can still get in, because I know everyone won't stay for the entire time. But we have some fun stuff coming. I'm excited to see you there. Hope you guys have a great night. Hey, Corey, hope you have a great night. Message me any questions, and I'll be working in the cookie studio tomorrow. We've got some more pieces to finish up, and I'm super excited to show you this Cookiers Live piece. I think when you guys see it, you're going to be super excited about it. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to sign up for Cookie-a-thon, which is not this weekend, but next weekend, using my affiliate link, which is found in the post on either Seriously Sweet on Davis Street or on the Cookie Snack Attack or on my private Facebook group. But anything that I earn commission-wise from that helps to pay for live streaming for a couple of months, all the live streaming expenses, okay? So we can keep doing some fun free stuff on Tuesday and Monday Night Madness and all that stuff. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Have a wonderful night. Appreciate you being here this evening.